It's nice when you have Dallas Keuchel going for you in Game 2 of the 2018 campaign. Dallas Keuchel on the road, getting ready for his start, just like he was last year in the ALCS against the New York Yankees. In Yankee Stadium, Astros baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is presented by Humana. Start with healthy. Astros and Rangers from Globe Life Park in Arlington. Game 2 of 162 after the Astros were victorious yesterday afternoon by the final score of 4-1. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another night of Astros baseball. Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. And Blummer, so far so good. A good opener.
It's a very good opener. These guys announce their dominance again. Of course, George Springer with that home run, get things going, but a nice, clean game.
Normally we see Keuchel on opening day, but a guy named Verlander got the start yesterday. Now Dallas in Game 2.
Yeah, Dallas gracious enough to respect the game and respect Justin Verlander coming onto this ball club. Gave him the opening day start. But like you said, it's a beautiful thing when you can go into your rotation and know that you can start the season with the Cy Young Award winner and back him up in the second game of the season with a Cy Young Award winner. 2015 was very good for Dallas Keuchel. He won that Cy Young Award, but he's also very good in the month of April. Won 2 month of April pitchers of the month, 2015 and last year in 2017.
His first 11 starts last year, he was perfect. Dallas Keuchel really got out of the gate strong in 2017. See if he can repeat that this season. We're ready for baseball right around the corner. The Astros and the Rangers, Game 2 of this 4-game extended weekend series coming your way next.
At one point, our rotations on the DL, we lost virtually every player in the everyday lineup at one time or another for an injury, sometimes twice. We were really tested during the season. I thank them for the work that they put in last season. No team. So the message to them is this is a What do you say to a team that just accomplished everything? It wasn't a magic carpet ride. It wasn't particularly easy. It looks like it on paper. You look back at a 100-win team and you think everything must have been incredible. But at one point, our rotations on the DL, we lost virtually every player in the everyday lineup at one time or another for an injury, sometimes twice. We were really tested during the season. I thank them for the work that they put in last season. No team is the same. So the message to them is this is a brand new team. We've got Garrett Cole and Joe Smith. There's going to be a young kid that comes up that we don't even talk about that makes his debut this year. That all makes for a new team. And while we're going to celebrate 2017 forever, the message is pretty clear. We need to focus forward. Every team is chasing you, and we're going to embrace it. We are the best team in baseball, and we own that right. We've earned that right. Every manager is going to stand up in front of their team and say, we have a chance.
Okay, here's the thing. I love the makeup of this team. We got dudes that grinded through the minor leagues here. We had some dudes that signed here as free agents that wanted to be a part of this.
But not everybody has as good a chance as we do.
We got the MVP of the league right here.
No other team can repeat but us. No one's repeated since 2000. It's not as if the manager after that World Series championship stood in front of his team and said, it's okay, we'll see what happened. They all want to try to repeat. And no one has, and there's a reason. It's because if you get complacent, if you get content, if you get too outside of this clubhouse and you focus on things externally, you're going to lose something. You're going to lose that edge that was the driving force behind a really good team.
Springer is safe at home plate. Astros take the lead.
We will show up and be ready to play. We don't know what play is going to be big. If you want to reflect back to previous seasons, you can pick huge plays. A Gurriel double down the line against Chapman. A relay throw from Reddick to Correa to Bregman in the championship series. Maybe it's a running play that Bregman made in the playoffs. Well, we have to practice all that. I don't know what play is going to be the biggest play of 2018. We're going to practice all of them, and we're going to be elite.
I want to have the best infield in the league.
We're not going to allow us to limp into spring. I'm not going to allow us to limp into the season because it's just not the way we're going to operate.
It's like Alex Bregman said, you can't win them all if you don't win the first one, and they won the very first game of the season for their manager, AJ Hinch, yesterday. The Astros are 1-0, and it all started with George Springer, who knows a little something about setting the tone for his team. He's done it for some time now. He did it last year in that first at-bat of the year, did it once again, making history. AJ saying he laughed out loud as George was rounding the bases after that leadoff home run yesterday. AJ thinking, no way this happened again. So this team obviously in good spirits after a big first win, getting the first one out of the way, TK.
All right, Julia, AJ Hinch managing his 700th career game gives you this starting lineup, your Astros lineup presented by Southwest. Well, who else at the top but George Springer, who made history yesterday with that second consecutive leadoff home run. Josh Reddick bats in the 2 spot. Jose Altuve, the MVP, hits 3rd. Carlos Correa in the cleanup spot. Alex Bregman, the birthday boy, hitting 5th. Marwin Gonzalez bats 6th. Evan Gattis back in the DH role. And 2 guys who made their first opening day roster yesterday, hitting 8th and 9th. Derek Fisher in left and Max Stassi behind the plate.
On the mound for the Texas Rangers, an ex-Astro, Doug Fister, in 18 games. Last season, you see the 5-9 record. The ERA at 4.88 was removed early in Game 3 of that ALDS against the Boston Red Sox. That's the last time the Astros did face Doug Fister. We know him affectionately as Dougie Fresh. Has a very good sinking fastball when he is on. Likes to get ahead early in the count. Look for the Astros to possibly be aggressive against Fister's fastball early.
Very pleasant evening. Temperature in the mid to upper 60s on this Friday night. Only night game of this 4-game series as Springer takes a strike from Fister, and we are underway. George became the first player in Major League history to hit home runs as the first batter for his team on consecutive opening days. Last year, George with 40 home runs out of the leadoff spot in AJ Hinch's lineup. That set a new record, 34 regular season, 6 postseason. Fister with a quick start. Called 3rd strike on the outside corner, says Ron Kolpa. And on 3 pitches, Springer is down looking.
Yeah, Doug Fister does work extremely fast. We're going to take a look at Doug's pitch usage, brought to you by AT&T in the last 2 seasons. He's heavy on that fastball, 2016, 60%, jumped it up to 2017. Jumped it up to 66% in 2017. You will see the occasional curveball, the occasional slider. He does have those 4 pitches, but he is primarily a fastball pitcher working that sink on both sides of the plate.
Josh Reddick checks his swing, now a count of 1-1. Well, last year at this time, Doug Fister did not have a job. He was out of baseball Mentioned he pitched for the Astros the previous year in 2016. He eventually would sign on with the Angels, and the Red Sox claimed him on waivers, and he would pitch with Boston for the rest of the season into the postseason. But all of a sudden last year, highest career strikeout rate, highest career walk rate.
I'll let you explain that.
He threw the ball a little harder.
He did.
And didn't always command it like he had in his past. He had issued just 2.08 walks per 9 in his career. And that's good for number 6 amongst active pitchers with 1,000 innings. Last year he walked 3.8 per 9. But he also struck out 8.27 per 9, a new career mark. Pitch misses the corner. Reddick with a full count. Josh 0 for 4 in the opener yesterday, playing right field tonight. He played left field yesterday afternoon.
3-2 Cambio, change up from Doug Fister.
In that ALDS game 3 that you mentioned that Fister started, Doug only faced the lineup one time for the Astros and was lifted from the game after an inning and a third. Reddick had an RBI single against him in the first inning in Fenway Park. Ball lofted foul and out of play. A lot of orange today. We mentioned the Astros fans might not be in full force for opening day because the Rangers fans had all the tickets, but we are seeing a lot of orange, including a huge group with big hats beyond the Astros bullpen on the rail.
I love it. Big hats. It's funny.
And wait till you see this group. 3-2 pitch, ball 4. Josh Reddick draws the walk. So early on with Doug Fister, we see a strikeout and a walk. And Fister, since 2016, has allowed a .466 batting average against on the first pitch of the at-bat. And with Jose Altuve coming to the plate, that is dangerous. Altuve, may have seen it briefly there, with 62 hits on the first pitch of a count and a 1244 OPS. And Fister, with that in mind, starts him off with a breaking ball for a called strike.
Doug might have an earpiece in listening to you and broke off the curveball instead of the fastball first pitch.
Came in at 72 miles an hour to try and keep Altuve off balance. Altuve's numbers are remarkable in any count, but especially early. He comes to ambush, and 10 of his 24 home runs came on the first pitch of the at-bat last year. Altuve with 2 official at-bats in the opener yesterday, had a sac fly and a walk. 0 for 2 officially.
Hard to believe he's 0 for 2018.
Takes one down low. It's 1-1. Excuse me, 2-1. Astros winning yesterday 4-1. That was their 6th series, a season opening victory in a row. Nice play. Beltrade to his left. They get the force there. No chance for Odor to turn 2 on Altuve. But on the fielder's choice, Reddick retired for the second out.
Old man can still move.
That's good range over there.
Very good range. A lot of it has to do with that good first step. See him in a good ready position. That left foot leading the way. Altuve running. Odor obviously knows he only has a chance at that lead out.
Here's Carlos Correa. Fister checking out Altuve at first. Jose with a team leading 32 stolen bases last year. See, Correa with 7 career postseason home runs. One of them came against Doug Fister in the aforementioned game 3 of the ALDS. It was a 2-run home run. It's actually the only hit Correa's ever had against Fister. He's 0 for 3 in the regular season with 3 strikeouts. Broken bat that's going to be caught at first base by Joey Gallo to end the top half of the first. Rangers coming to bat. Bottom half of the first inning, Rangers coming to the plate to face the Astros, left-hander Dallas Keuchel.
There's Dallas' numbers on the 2017 season. 23 starts, at 14-5 record. It was a nice bounce-back season for Dallas Keuchel. Got roughed up in 2016, but he looks to be healthy. Good, strong regimen in the offseason. He's actually pitched relatively well here in Arlington here in the last couple of years. On his career, he is 3-1. Or I'm sorry, 8-8 with that 4.02 against these Texas Rangers.
We'll face Delino DeShields to get things rolling on this Friday night and starts them off with a pitch a little bit low for ball one. Max Stassi is catching Dallas Keuchel tonight. Brian McCann will get the start tomorrow. McCann started the opener yesterday with Justin Verlander on the mound. There is a strike poured in there. It's 1-1. Dallas, as opposed to Verlander, really likes the early season. He is, as Blummer mentioned in the open, a stud in April. Verlander's highest ERA of any month is the first month. Dallas's lowest ERA of any month is the month of April, and this year we combine it with a few days in March as well.
Dallas was really the key for me coming out of the spring training last season. The offense didn't really start lighting it up until May, but his April and that pitching staff kept the Astros in game. They won a lot of tight games early in April, set the tone for the rest of the season until that offense started to get going.
5-0 with a 1-2-1 last April. DeShields tires of waiting as Keuchel and Stassi get together on the signs on this 2-1 delivery. Delino chops one off his foot. Here's the Rangers lineup tonight. Jeff Bannister, just like AJ Hinch, managing for the fourth season here in Texas. Delino DeShields leads things off. Joey Gallo at first base. Elvis Andrus is the shortstop. Adrian Beltre with 3,050 career hits in the cleanup spot. Nomar Mazara in right. Shin-Soo Choo, the DH. Robinson Chirino, Rougned Odor, and Ryan Rua round out your Rangers lineup. On the ground, nothing new for Dallas on 2 hops. Correa and DeShields hustling down the line. Correa made a strong throw for the first out.
Joey Gallo coming up. We're going to take a look at our spray chart. It is presented by Humana. It's a little bit of a heat map. And this is what AJ Hinch is talking about. We saw the 4 outfielders yesterday. Today it might be a little bit different because a lot of those ground balls are going to move to the right of the second base side of the field, so he's going to move all 4 infielders this time. We're going with the 4-3 defense as opposed to the 3-4 defense.
4-3 with everybody shifted to the right. Bregman just a little bit on the third base side of the bag. They weren't initially sure. Bregman initially was on the first base side of the bag, and then he was repositioned.
Gives us a good chance to talk about the situation too. Yesterday with Justin Verlander on the mound, he is a fly ball pitcher. So you move Alex Bregman to the outfield, make that 4th outfielder. So 3 infielders, 4 outfielders. Today with Dallas Keuchel, a high ground ball percentage guy. Keep the infielder in.
Well, Gallo goes into the outfield and drops one into left center for a base hit. Over the head of Bregman in front of Derek Fisher. And Joey Gallo has a hit for the first time in 2018, a 1-out single.
Thought it was interesting to hear a lot of the conversations around that 4th outfielder, but the MD Anderson strike zone tells you that Dallas Keuchel actually made a very good pitch, and Dallas Keuchel in his career creates a lot of soft contact, and that was soft contact, even though it resulted in a hit.
Last year, no one had a lower line drive percentage against than Dallas Keuchel. 17.5%. Next closest was Marcus Stroman at 19.5%. Here's Elvis Andrus. Elvis takes a called strike. Rangers scored 1 run in yesterday's game. It came with 2 outs in the bottom half of the 9th inning on a wild pitch. Rangers had 6 hits in yesterday's game, 5 singles and a double. Keuchel ahead of Elvis Andrus, no balls and 2 strikes. In addition to being very good in April, Keuchel has been outstanding on opening days. Today is game 2 of the season, but for Dallas, his first start. Blummer mentioned that Verlander a fly ball pitcher, Keuchel a ground ball pitcher. It's not even close last year in terms of the ground ball percentage. Dallas by far the most of any starter in the major leagues. Again, Stroman was 2nd closest, but Stroman's 62.9%, not even close to Dallas's 67.3%. Andrews tries to hold up. He does. It's 1-2.
Well, that's what makes these situations interesting for Dallas Keuchel, is that even though he does give up those base hits or has runners on, it's really a no panic situation, and the guys playing defense behind him are always ready to turn that double play because the ground ball percentage is so high that you just automatically anticipate you're going to get a ground ball.
And as an infielder yourself, you probably enjoyed those days where you knew a pitcher had a reputation for getting a lot of ground balls.
Yeah, these 2 guys going today between Doug Fister and Dallas Keuchel, high ground ball guys with good sink and good location, but they work fast too, so you can stay on your toes and you don't get caught on your heels too often. They pitch to contact.
After being ahead 0-2 on Andrews, the count is now full. Pitching coach Brent Strom looking on. Strami pleased with his troops the first day. 9 innings of 1-run baseball. Justin Verlander's 6th shutout. Runner on the move. Ground ball through the middle. Correa spears it to Altuve. Sidearm double play. How about that? Correa to Altuve to Marwin, and they turn 2.
These 2 make the game so much fun, and it is such a luxury for a guy like Dallas Keuchel to have these freaks playing behind him in order to turn that double play like that and get him out of the inning.
Houston Astros baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Second inning baseball, Alex Bregman, the birthday boy, leads things off against Doug Fister, and the 34-year-old misses low for ball one. Bregman turning 24 years old today. Batting in the number 5 spot. AJ only started him in the 5th spot 5 times last year. And so far 15 times in his young career. Alex still looking for his first extra base hit in the number 5 spot in AJ's lineup. He is 9 for 48 with all singles. But he does have good numbers against Fister. Fister's faced Bregman 3 times in the regular season, double home run and single. A 4-pitch walk to start the top half of the second inning. Julia, what do you have for us?
The power player tonight, power player to watch, is presented by TXU, and it is Bregman. Looking back at his postseason, hitting 3 big homers, not just off anybody either. 2 against Sale, 1 against Kershaw. Some pretty decent pitchers there, but a guy who came up, struggled there very early in his career, and then came around. And Jake Marizic actually said this about Bregman, saying that he's one of those guys that if you tell him he can't do something, he is going to come back and do it. He has that determination. So definitely a fan of his birthday friend, those two.
Oh, that's not what you called it. Tell us what you called it.
We do have to give them some birthday love. Bregman said he got lots of love for his birthday.
Were there any birthday cakes in the clubhouse today?
No birthday cake. Well, Bregman's not eating that stuff anymore.
Oh yeah,
right.
He's svelte now. Hey, Julia, what do we call Jake and Alex on their birthday?
Why are you forcing me to say this on the air?
Because if you don't, I'm going to say what you said.
I call them the birthday boyfriends. They are great friends.
They are.
We like to tease how good of friends they are. They have a lot of fun together, and they're constantly teasing one another. So today is one of those days where they just wish each other happy birthday and have a good time. I don't know.
I mean, Jake hit a home run yesterday.
Yeah, Jake wants to get in this game.
He's
been down here in AJ's ear.
AJ said, congratulations on the home run. Sit down.
Well, the reason that Jake's not getting a start is because of the guy sitting right next to AJ right now, Derek Fisher. You got to get Fisher a start, and that's all lefties in this series other than tonight. So unfortunate for Jake, spends his birthday, at least for now, on the bench. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Marwin down to the count 1-2.
Marwin saw that one for a while. He wanted to go slow pitch softball on that and try and launch it.
Marwin looking for his first career hit against Doug Fister, and his taking a little extra time gathering himself after that big swing. Jake turned 27 today, Bregman turning 24. Low, it's 2-2. We saw early in the game yesterday Cole Hamels go from a heavier dosage of fastballs to a bigger dosage of breaking balls as the game went along. Early on, it seems like Fister's throwing a lot of breaking balls up there.
One thing we do know is that the Astros can hit the heat, various forms of heat. They do like the extreme heat from 93+ miles an hour, but they do hit the straight ball pretty well. So a lot of philosophies are early on here in the season. I'm sure we're going to see if you can beat them by throwing the spin.
That time Marwin got a fastball. As you can see, Fister right around 88, 89 with the fastball. That last one coming in at 88. That's why he has always needed that fine control throughout his career, because he's not going to overpower you with the fastball.
Last season, the Astros as a team, 306 against fastballs. Against breaking balls, 250. Even though that's less, it still was the best in major leagues.
Marwin staying alive on that 72-mile-an-hour curveball.
They were #1 in fastballs, #1 on breaking balls.
There are a lot of ones on that stat sheet.
Especially on the offensive side, it was insane.
Except for when you get to strikeouts, and then they're 30, which is remarkable.
Yeah, those shouldn't be. You shouldn't be good at both those things.
You shouldn't be ones all the way across the board, and then total strikeouts 30th. that just doesn't add up. You either have the power and you hit for a high average and you strike out a lot if you have the power numbers, or you do what the Astros did in the anomaly season. Chopper towards first. It's going to be fielded by Pfister. Now it's foul. We almost had a repeat of yesterday's Brian McCann first.
Well, go ahead and explain it. Now, that's why Gallo backed off, because what Todd is referring to is yesterday with Cole Hamels on the mound, similar ball, not hit very hard by McCann. Both players came in and Gallo took the brunt of it.
Gallo decided not to even leave the bag in this scenario.
There you go. He said, yeah, I'm going to, nope.
I've seen that movie before.
Exactly.
It didn't work out for the Rangers there, as that ball should have been an out.
Good mentality, too, is that as a first baseman with a right-handed pitcher, the right-handed pitcher falls off towards that first base side. But again, I'm sure the collision helped his decision also.
Extended at bat for Marwin, and now the count's full. See if Alex Bregman's on the move here. Nobody out, second inning baseball. Bregman walked on 4 pitches, and now Marwin with an extended at bat against Pfister, working himself to a full count. Bregman was breaking, and he is just barely back. Gallo looking in the dugout as if to say, we may want to take another look at this.
3-2 count, leaning, extending that lead, trying to get out there. Looks safe from that angle.
Just barely got back. It was close.
In some of the games that we saw in spring, it seemed like there was a little emphasis on extending that lead at first base.
Bregman, now he's off and running, and Marwin fouls. Just past the Rangers dugout. Alex will come back to first. This is one of those at-bats, regardless of how Marwin ends up in this at-bat, where he's putting some pitches on the starting pitcher. Now, all of a sudden, nobody out in the second inning. There's around 30 pitches now. He's about to make his 30th pitch.
This will drive opposing managers and pitching coaches nuts, because they see the pitch count start to rise. It's early in the season.
Marwin into left field. Back goes Rua. Bregman was on the move. He'll have to retreat back to first as Rua makes the play for the first out of the inning, but a good AB by Marwin Gonzalez.
That is a quality at bat for Marwin Gonzalez.
Hey. Alex's mom.
Mama Bragg has a Twitter account. She used it.
Yeah.
Oh. That is awesome.
Julia, were you with us for a second there?
Was, yes. You know,
Jennifer
I saw that
and
picture.
Jackie.
Yeah, I saw that picture that Jackie had tweeted. Jackie's fabulous, by the way, and so is Jake's mom. We usually see her out in Anaheim. That's, you know, that's close to where Jake grew up. But I tweeted at her, and I was like, "We're gonna need a young picture of Jake."
She
came
followed
through.
up. Yeah.
Came through.
Julia asks, and you better do it.
Good job, Julia.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love that the moms are on Twitter.
Yeah, it was a fun New York trip last year for Alex because he hadn't homered all year. And then he finally got one in game 2 of that doubleheader. It was Derek Jeter Day.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, Derek Jeter Day. Didn't they have a dog named Jeter?
That's right. She was a huge Jeter fan. She is. I'm sure she still is. But they had a dog named Jeter.
And Mom was there at the game. Alex hits the grand slam. It's a pretty cool night.
He had us on our edge of our seat for a good, what, 30, 40 games before he hit that home run? He was anxious with anticipation, and he delivered on a big night.
Thank goodness he had a strong second half, because at first half there's a line drive caught by Pfister. Bregman able to get back. Doug had just a little hesitation getting the ball out of his glove, and that may have cost him a double play. But Gaddis hits a line drive into an out.
Kind of a swinging changeup. Doug's doing a good job with that sinker, jamming some of these right-handed hitters for the Astros. Oso Blanco's going to have to go get a new tree trunk. That was a swinging changeup off the bat.
Derek Fisher gets his first at bat of 2018. Fish had himself a nice spring, hitting over 300. Takes a pitch down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Last time you saw Derek Fisher, he was sprinting around third base, scoring a game-winning run in Game 5 of the World Series. Didn't get in there as a hitter, but what a pinch running appearance that was. With Alex Bregman at the plate. Win the 13-12 Game 5. Pfister with a called strike. It's 1-1. Pfister making his 4th career start against the Astros, not including that postseason start last year. He gets the ball in Game 2. Matt Moore gets the ball in Game 3, and Mike Minor gets the ball in Game 4 for the Rangers. They will have 3 starters make their Texas debut in the first 4 games of the season. That has never happened before in Texas Rangers history. Lance will get the ball tomorrow for the Astros. Garrett Cole will close out the series on Sunday, and the guy next to Lance, Charlie Morton, gets the start to open up the home opener on Monday. Garrett Cole to Charlie's left, and Lance McCullers at Charlie's right. Games 3, 4, and 5 starters right there. Ball hit hard, but at Joey Gallo. Derek Fisher hit it on the line, but at the first baseman. 1 walk, 1 man left on base.
Are you following AT&T Sportsnet on social media? From player and team stats to trivia and behind-the-scenes photos, find us on Facebook and Twitter for the latest on the Astros all season long. Love the hats.
The Fergusons made it.
I wonder if they have an extra one.
The cool thing about that, big hats.
Yeah.
They're not blocking anybody's view.
No, it's brilliant.
They're hanging out beyond the bullpen.
Not their first rodeo.
And the overalls?
Oh, and there's
that's
like
next level right
there.
there.
There's like an H-Town Wiggy
I was
clock,
gonna
too.
say, did he let him borrow it?
Adrian Beltre, the batter. That's not H-Town Wiggy, but
No, that's the H-Town Wiggy starter kit.
Still a little Flavor Flav action.
Yeah. There better be bling on that H-Town Wiggy this year, man.
Uh-oh. They're getting texts.
Challenge.
They're being seen on TV.
Yep.
People getting texts. So welcome the Fergusons to tonight's ball game at Globe Life Park. A lot of Astros fans in attendance. 1-2 the count to Adrian Beltre. He had 2 hits last night. Yesterday afternoon, to be more specific. That's 30-50 in his career. Number 26 all-time on the hit list for the 38-year-old Adrian Beltre. Saw Ichiro play last night. He's a little bit ahead on that list at 30-80. But I think Beltre might get him this year. Up the middle, Keuchel with a nice catch on the one hopper, and Dallas, who feels his position about as well as anybody, makes the play for the first out of the second.
Dallas does a great job after releasing the pitch. This would be a great angle at him. He squares up to home plate. He turns into that ninth fielder. Makes great plays. He enjoys it.
Great look.
And dare I say it, a relatively good athlete for a pitcher.
You said it. That's as much love as you'll give, isn't
Yes.
it? Well, I think Dallas, who had won Gold Gloves in 2014, 15, and 16, who knows if he would have won last year, but if he had enough innings, he would have at least been on the ballot.
Yeah.
In fact, he didn't have 162 innings pitched. He wasn't even on the ballot. It's hard to win when your name's not listed on there. Nomar Mazara, the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Dallas got a big double play off the bat of Elvis Andrus thanks to a great defensive play by Carlos Correa. Carlos moved to his left nicely, and what could have been a first and third 1 out situation turned into a double play end of the inning.
That was really impressive. And that's what I'm talking about. If you're playing behind him, you anticipate the ball.
That ball scalded to center field, and that is out of here. Nomar Mazara hits a ball on the line to straightaway center field. He had 20 home runs last year. Hits his first this season, and the Rangers take a 1-0 lead.
That was a pretty good swing. Keuchel did a great job last year of holding left-handed hitters to a 145 average and only 3 home runs. This is the first one he's given up on the season to a left-handed hitter. And that's that happy zone. For whatever reason, it's just a natural swing for a left-handed hitter to go down and in. Nomar Mazara got one right there and reacted nicely to it.
Just the second extra base hit for the Rangers this season. And their second run scored. Here is Shin-Soo Choo. Counts 1-2 on Choo, designated hitter for the second straight game. In fact, Jeff Bannister used the exact same lineup as he did in yesterday's opener. 435 OPS, not a lot of lefties driving the ball like Mazara just did against Dallas. That ball is hit towards Correa and just over his head. Carlos was thinking about making a leap. A little too high above his head, and that's a single for Choo.
Again, soft contact. But a good slider on that outside corner, perfectly placed down and away. Just a better job of getting it off the end of the bat and just above the head of Carlos Correa.
As good as Dallas has been lately against these Rangers, and especially here at Globe Life Park, he has allowed a few home runs. 5 home runs allowed to the Rangers in his last 3 starts last season. 2 in August and 1 in September. Chirinos, you see his numbers against Keuchel, not 4 for 22. That also includes 8 strikeouts. Chirinos chops one foul. It's 1-1.
3 hits in the game so far, all from left-handed hitters.
Joey Gallo, Nomar Mazara, Shin-Soo Choo, all with base hits against Keuchel.
I don't think Mike Stanton liked my pitchers being an semi kind of athlete comment.
Time called late as Dallas was delivering. That's no pitch.
See pitchers moving fastly on the mound and grabbing the baseball and coming right at you. That's what you'll see. You'll see the hitters try and break up the rhythm of the pitcher, and the way you do that is by calling timeout.
See a lot of that ground ball, foul balls on the infield. Seen a few already in this game. Dallas wouldn't mind a ground ball at somebody here. Potentially get out of this inning. Two and two the count. Last year, Dallas worked primarily with Brian McCann. Evan Gaddis caught him a share of turns as well. Tonight, he makes his first start with Max Stassi behind the plate. And Stassi with the block. It's 3-2. I think Stassi can do well, which should aid any pitcher, but especially a guy like Dallas Keuchel who keeps the ball down low, as Stassi can really frame those pitches that are just maybe a tick below the knee and make them look like strikes. Very good at that. 3-2 pitch, runner on the move, chopped towards third. Bregman to second. Altuve out there in a double play. Bregman taking a chance, and they get Chu at second.
How does Chu not slide there?
He went in standing, and the Astros able to turn their second double play in as many innings. Rangers may want to challenge, but it seems like everybody is off the field, and we are headed towards the third. It's 1-0 Texas.
Give back to the Houston community by joining the Astros Foundation Volunteer Corps. Take part in volunteering on game day at Minute Maid Park, help with craft parties at local hospitals, and much more. Visit astros.com/volunteer to sign up now.
Plummer, we have seen two double plays turned by the Astros infield. One on a nice play by Correa moving up the middle, and the other on a bold decision by Alex Bregman. A lot of third basemen may have just taken the play at first.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. It was a gutsy take to be able to force that ball over to Jose Altuve. The ball was taking him that way. In that count, knowing that the runner is going to be on the move, trying to stay out of the double play, he took a chance and it paid off.
I think a few years ago you would not have been able to make that play, because your concern would be not only is the runner at second going to be safe, but he's going to be close enough to the bag that he could take out the second baseman.
Destroy your second baseman, yeah.
But now with the new slide rule at second,
it's a great point.
Altuve can hang in there, and Bregman can take the chance, thinking even if we don't get the out at second, Altuve can probably still get the guy at first.
No, it's a really good point, because Alex right here makes that decision, but you can see Jose Altuve just plant the left foot on the bag and stay there.
He gets
like you said, the left foot gets smashed, but that was not a very smart play by Chu.
Chu went in standing and ended up being a double play. Stassi called out on strikes.
Today's Shiner Box Spotlight falls on, we're going to call it the launching pad right here at Globe Life Park. This is a very good hitter's ballpark. The Astros enjoy coming through here. see driving the ball out to left field, but where these guys do a lot of damage and where a lot of guys like to drive the baseball, and some of the numbers prove that out, is that bullpen in right center field. The Texas Rangers bullpen, that is a great place. For whatever reason, the way the air moves through here, there's a jet stream going to that right center field gap.
George Springer with the Astros' first hit of the night. A couple of walks issued by Pfister. But now Springer with a clean hit into left field. 114 home runs hit by road teams last year. Chicago had the most allowed, 131. All those other places are known to be good hitters' ballparks. Minute Maid right there at 98.
It's pretty impressive stuff, and I think a lot of that 98 by visiting hitters in Minute Maid Park, the reason that number's so low, the pitching staff.
Well, Doug Pfister, who doesn't give up a whole lot of home runs. Last year, his high total of home runs allowed was 2, and that was in a game started here in Texas as a member of the Red Sox. Pitch down low to Josh Reddick. Josh walked his first time up. Last year, Pfister in 15 starts and 3 relief appearances allowed 9 home runs. All chopped foul. It's 1-1.
Be interesting to see the second time through this order if the Astros can adjust to that slow breaking ball. 72 miles an hour on that last one.
Usually throws that curveball a lot more to lefties than righties. This one on the ground. Andrews to his right. Odor the turn. Nice pick by Gallo, and the Rangers return the favor on the double play, this time getting Reddick to end the third. This pitching performance is powered by Kubota. Dallas Keuchel on the mound tonight, making his 2018 debut. He has pitched better in his career here at Globe Life Park the last couple of seasons. Dallas last year was limited to 23 starts, 145 2/3 innings. I mentioned he had Brian McCann as his catcher most of last season. All but 7 of those innings were caught by Brian McCann in 2017. It was not always pretty for Dallas here in Arlington before last year.
Yeah, that was a team-wide issue. If you had Houston on your chest, it was brutal coming in here with some of those good Ranger teams. The tables have definitely turned, and a lot of it starts with Dallas Keuchel.
0.96 in 2017. Pitched in June, 6 innings of shutout baseball and a 7-1 win. In August, 6 2/3 innings, 1-run baseball and a 2-1 win. And then he pitched in that series in September, where the Astros demoralized the Rangers and officially knocked them out mathematically from the playoff contention. Swept that series in a 3-game set, outscored the Rangers 37-7. Rougned Odor, the hitter, to lead off the bottom of the third, and Dallas ahead of ball and 2 strikes. Dallas has had good success in his career against Odor. Rougned 3 for 35 against Keuchel with 9 strikeouts. Called third strike. Odor took the breaking ball and it broke over for a strikeout. That's Dallas's first, and 1 out in the third.
Wow. I think Rougned Odor has a reason to be upset. On our matches from Supermore, you see the grip and the way the ball jumps out of Dallas's hands. Not the best breaking ball we're going to see from Dallas Keuchel, but enough to get the call. I thought that second pitch on that inside corner was a strike, but that one's catching the top of the zone. Ron Kulpa rings him up, but it's so tough to judge. As a hitter, you see the breaking ball up out of the hand and you don't see that sharp break, you automatically take it.
Nice play, Bregman, on a smash by Rua. High throw, and safe at first is Ryan Rua. Rua was hustling all the way down the line, and Bregman's throw pulled Marwin off the bag.
We're probably going to take a look underneath, but that was a great grab by Alex Bregman over there. Yeah, he set up nicely. He did a good job. With that ball being hit as hard as it was on the backhand, you can see he has time to load up and get on that backside and throw it, but just didn't follow through.
AJ wants him to look at this one.
We're all going to look at it, Todd.
Have we missed like 4 or 5 opportunities already this year?
Maybe.
I missed 3. Yeah. Was that one that you could have had?
Could have. I mean, there's always opportunity. That's a good thing about 162 games.
AJ's not going to challenge one early unless he thinks they have a pretty good shot at this. Let's see if Marwin's foot comes down before Rua's. Uh-oh.
Safe.
I don't think the Astros are going to get this one. It was a nice pick by Alex on a smash, but then his throw high, and that's going to allow Rua to reach base.
I wish I could articulate a reason why that ball launched out of his hand, but I thought he did a good job after the catch to plant his feet, because when the ball's hit that hard to you at third base, you've got to make that monster long throw across the diamond. So it's good that he took the time to realize that and try and get a good throw. It was plenty of velocity on it. It was just a bad release point. That was all.
Jerry Meals and AJ Hinch discussing that call after it was ruled in New York to be an accurate call. Delino DeShields, the batter, with a runner on first and 1 out. Call was confirmed in New York. That goes an error on Alex Bregman. Want to know the count to DeShields. Delino grounded out his first time up. Well, as Dallas goes, it kind of mirrors how the team has gone, Blummer, here in Arlington. You mentioned a house of horrors for a few seasons. 2013 to 16, we showed you Dallas's numbers. The team was 9-29.
Oh.
But now 7-2 last year and 1-0 this year. Ball's hit hard to right field. Base hit for DeShields. Going to second base is Rua. And the Rangers have 2 runners on with 1 out. Hit number 4 allowed by Keuchel.
Good piece of hitting, and now you've got 2 runners on. This will be the first time we get to see Joey Gallo and how the Astros defense is going to set up with runners on.
Both Gary Pettis and Joe Espada, the bench coach, Pettis the third base coach, shifting the infielders. Correa and Altuve will be on the right side, only Bregman on the left side.
Yeah, a little more traditional in the shift sense. Alex has to hold his ground on that left side of the field because of the Rua, the runner at second base. You get too far off third, He might try and take a shot to steal third.
Oh, Gallo, who singled his first time up. Takes a pitch away. Dallas gets a lot of ground balls, but Gallo usually puts the ball up in the air when he makes contact. He struck out 196 times last year. He was second in the major leagues. On the count.
Making contact 57% of the time.
When he does make contact, it's loud very often, but the percentage of contact is not good.
Yeah, it's obviously not phasing the Texas Rangers. They're just continually telling him to just let it rip.
Remember, not that long ago in baseball, the number 2 hitter used to be a guy that could handle the bat, move a runner along.
Situational guy.
Now you got Judge in the 2 spot. You got Gallo in the 2 spot.
Turning into a damage position. The reason they're at the top third of the lineup, because tendency is that they're going to get more ABs than other guys in the lineup.
There's a strike call, 2-2.
Great pitch, good break. It was a little bit elevated, but a big sweeper across the strike zone. That one starts at the left or the right shoulder of Joey Gallo.
He got him. Gallo goes down swinging. Second strikeout of the game and of the inning for Keuchel. That's 2 away.
And that's the interesting thing about having a guy like Joey Gallo in that 2 spot. The reason he's up there is because he will get opportunities with guys on base. But at the same time, the swing and miss and the lack of contact creates a real issue, because you want to have a guy up there that is able to put that ball in play and create some issues on defense. But you have a high contact guy hitting behind him,
right?
In Elvis Andrews.
Elvis takes a pitch for a ball. Yeah, it's an interesting discussion, because you're right. You want your big bopper to get more at bats if you can. That's the theory with Springer, but George has cut down on his strikeouts. But that was a situation where if you can move the ball and avoid a double play, possibly help your team. But a strikeout could help Dallas get out of this inning. It's 1-1 to count to Andrews. Elvis grounded into a double play his first time up on a nice play by Carlos Correa. Shot foul, and it counts 1-2.
Dallas seems to be doing a pretty good job of going edge to edge. You got a swing and miss on a changeup outside the pitch before. That one, he tries to sneak that little bit of a cutter, 2-seam fastball on the inside.
I think like last year, he threw that changeup a little more after coming off the DL than he did prior to his DL stint. Throws it exclusively to right-hand hitters. 2-2.
We talk about guys that have get-me-over curveballs and the put-away curveball. Dallas, you see the kind of get-me-over changeups, and that last changeup is one he really wanted to try and throw a little bit harder and get that swing and miss down.
Dallas last year right around 15 pitches per inning. Tonight he's at 48 pitches, 2 outs in the third. Down in the bottom of the zone has always been the MO for Keuchel. Breaking ball. Bregman on the backhand makes the play, and that'll do it for the Rangers. Couple left on board. We are through 3. Texas leading Houston 1-0. 1-0 Rangers, fourth inning baseball. Doug Fister's allowed only one hit to this point. He's walked a couple of Astros. And he has struck out 2. He will face Jose Altuve, Carlos Correa, and Alex Bregman. 3 righties in succession in AJ Hinch's lineup tonight. And AJ said, hey, just wanted to kind of mix it up a little bit. A lot of times last year he would have Marwin in that 5 spot. Altuve into left center field, and Jose has his first base hit of 2018. And he's a leadoff base runner in the 4th.
HEB is going to bring us no player does more. Carlos Correa. See, yesterday I'm going to draw a little bit of line. Watch him load up, and then I want you to watch him create the energy going forward against that firm front side. That's why the back foot comes off. And I had a chance to talk to Carlos today about that swing, and he said that his strengths, he feels his strength is going up the middle and driving the ball out of the ballpark the other way. And he also told me he accidentally swung at that pitch.
What?
He saw the pitch out of the hand. This is how he explained it. He saw the pitch out of the hand, and it wasn't something he thought was going to be a good pitch, but it flattened out over the zone, and he said he might as well attack it. That's how good he is. That doesn't make any sense to me, and I played.
I was going to have you explain that as a player.
Yeah, well,
so
there's a little bit of difference in talent level, but imagination.
He saw it part the way to the plate.
He didn't think out of the hand that it was going to be a good pitch to hit. He thought it might have been tailing over, but he said it flattened out, and he changed his mind and absolutely barreled it up and drove it the other way.
Wow.
Such a unique talent, but it's also, I take a great deal of pleasure in the fact that he is willing to have those conversations with me also. And it was almost, he was running out of the dugout. I kind of grabbed him, and I think he knew what I was going to ask him. So it was a fun conversation to have with Carlos Correa.
Two and one count to Correa.
And it's also interesting, Carlos knows that a lot of pitchers will try and pound him in, so he is conscious of that. So he almost tries to create a swing that will take that inside pitch and go back up the middle.
He uses the whole field. Correa can never tell from a BP session, but he was hitting lasers all day long in BP, including one that almost hit the batter's eye window in center field.
Yeah, that was a bomb.
Fister's been working him inside. It's 3-1.
Well, he destroyed him. First AB blew him up, and he hit just a little duck snort over there to first base that Joey Gallo had no problem catching. And for such a high exit velocity guy like Correa, that one that he got blown up on, only 41 miles an hour off the bat.
And in this
what was left of it.
In this AB, he's watching pitches. That time he took one on the outside corner. It's 3-2. Alex Cintron with a word for Jose Altuve at first with a full count and nobody out. We may see Altuve on the move. There he goes. The pitch is low, ball 4. The Astros have the first 2 on in the top half of the 4th inning, down 1-0.
And we've seen this before with what we saw yesterday. It was in the ALCS Game 2 walk-off hit with Altuve again on first base. Carlos Correa taking a pitch, driving it in that opposite field gap, and it was off to the races for Altuve. This was yesterday. Pitch kind of tailing middle in, but you see him kind of back off in order to clear space for his hands, to get his hands through there and allow that barrel to lag a little bit and drive it that way. Remarkable stuff.
Ground ball towards short, could be 2. Andrews to Odor, and they spin it on Bregman. Altuve moves to third, but a double play for the second consecutive inning. We have seen both sides turn 2 double plays already tonight. Here's Marwin Gonzalez. Marwin saw a lot of pitches in his first plate appearance, ended up flying out to left field.
Needs some 2-out lightning.
Yeah, the double play's been a big play for both sides. Both these starters getting key ground ball outs as Marwin takes one inside for a ball.
Even with the Astros win yesterday, not one base hit with the runner in scoring position.
For either side.
Yeah.
And here we are again tonight. Oh, it was a good time for that first one. Runner in scoring position with Altuve at third and 2 away. Marwin led the team last year with 90 runs batted in. 1-1 the count.
Doug actually had a very good start against the Astros to finish off his regular season with the Boston Red Sox, going 5 1/3, only gave up 3 earned runs.
I think that's why he was so frustrated with being lifted after 9 batters in the ALDS Game 3. Slowly hit towards second, Odor. And first and second, nobody out, and Pfister gets out of it with a couple of ground balls. We are through 3.5, 1-0 Texas.
It is time to take a look at our Chevy Stroh poll. We asked tonight, which team is the Astros' biggest competition for another AL West title? Is it the Angels, or the A's, Seattle Mariners, or these Texas Rangers are playing tonight? Tweet us. We'll reveal the winner later in the broadcast. TK.
Keuchel starts out Beltre with a breaking ball for a called strike. Adrian bounced one back to the mound on a nice play by Dallas his first time up. So that's our Stroh poll today. Which AL West team do you think may be the toughest competition? Last year, the Astros won by 21 games. The Angels finished second. Seattle and Texas tied for third, 23 games back, 78 and 84. There's a ball ripped past Bregman. Adrian Beltre with his 3rd hit of the season. And he's going to coast into second with a leadoff double here in the 4th.
With that 3rd hit, ties Rod Carew. 3,053 hits. Keuchel with a couple pitches on the outer edge, tried to beat him on the inside, and Beltre yanks the hands in and hits a bullet past the diving Alex Bregman for a double. My bad, he's still 2 behind. You said 3 hits, and I assumed he had 3 in the first 2 ABs.
3 on the season.
Got excited.
Well, he's the kind of guy that can bunch them up, and he has in this series. Beginning of the series, you're thinking, all right, 5's a long way to go to get through a 4-game set. You have to average more than a hit a game in that 4-game set, but he's already got 3. So he's 2 behind Carew, who sits at 25th all time on the hit list. So I don't know. I mean, in the AL West, obviously the Astros are going to be the favorites. I think the Angels did some nice things to improve themselves.
Biggest thing for them, is health.
Yep.
Because they're starting rotation. They've got a couple of guys in there that they're going to be able to drive runs in. It's just a matter of, are you going to be able to suppress the opposing offense? And the bullpen. A lot of bullpens in the West are a question.
The A's able to come back on that pen yesterday and walk it off with Marcus Semien. I think the A's will be an intriguing team. I don't necessarily know if they're going to challenge for the division title yet this year, but they'll probably be as improved as anybody.
Yeah, and they're going to upset some people. They're going to surprise some people. These teams go through there and try and figure out what that young talent can do.
Well, the other team in the West where health has always been an issue is the Seattle Mariners. They just can't seem to stay healthy as Keuchel walks Mazzara after a leadoff double to Beltre. First walk issued by Dallas after Mazzara hit a bullet into center field into the bleachers his first time up, and with an open base, Dallas was very careful that time around with no mark. Now face Shin-Soo Choo with first and second and nobody out.
I think another thing Dallas does very good is, even with the double, then the walk, he does a good job of moving on to the next hitter and trying to really focus on how he's going to get Shin-Soo Choo out, or whoever that next hitter may be.
Called strike. Rangers have 5 hits in the game. They've had at least 1 hit in every inning. Choo with a single after the Mazzara home run his last time up. Two quick strikes from Keuchel, and Choo is down in the count.
Nicely done, creating a good angle. Again, it's not where the catcher catches it, it's where it crosses the front of home plate.
A lot of ABs for these Rangers against Keuchel. Dallas has started against Texas more than any other club in his career. 23rd lifetime start against Texas. Made his debut here back in 2012. Up the middle, Correa can't get there. Into center field, Beltre being held. Springer gets the ball back in, and now the bases are loaded with nobody out. Choo is 2 for 2.
Let's take a glimpse at our GMC defensive rankings. With the bases loaded, we know the Astros have some good athletes out in the outfield. We're going to talk about it throughout the course of the season. According to the rankings that we are going to look at that are on baseballsavant.com, the outs above average, according to those numbers, George Springer is good, Derek Fisher is good, Josh Reddick is very good. Takes into account speed, range.
Chirinos deep to right field, sending Reddick all the way back. He's on the track. He makes the play. Beltre will waltz home. Going over to third will be Mazzara. Sacrifice fly by Robinson Chirinos. And the Rangers take a 2-0 lead.
Pretty good job by Chirinos to get a fly ball that deep off a guy who gets a ton of ground balls.
Dallas has given up 2 runs on 6 hits and now face Odor, who struck out his first time up. Dallas got him on a breaking ball for a called third strike. Astros hoping to turn 2. Already turned 2 double plays, one on Elvis Andrus and one on Robinson Chirinos. The strikeouts for Gallo last year, 196 of them. Rougned Odor had 162 strikeouts last year. Dallas quickly ahead 0-2.
Doubled up on him. A couple of good sliders, get swings and misses.
Dallas knows his best friend would be the double play. His next best friend would be a strikeout, so he'll probably go for the strikeout here ahead 0-2. Bounces it up there, and Stassi with the block. Mazara on third, Chu on first. One out in the fourth inning with the Rangers leading 2-0. Chase there by Odor. It's 2-2. Only 2 strikeouts so far for Dallas, both coming in the third inning. His last half dozen starts against Texas, he has struck out at least 7 in all 6 of those starts. Again, no chase by Rougned, and the count is run full.
Dallas is relentless on that slider to Rougned.
That's always been the Achilles heel, is Rougned leaving the strike zone with 2 strikes.
And that's the thing with him also, is that even though he's laid off 3 in a row to get to this 3-2 count, it's this count right here where he needs to cut down on that chase. We just saw the inning previously where Carlos Correa, a young hitter, able to lay off that, not expand the zone.
It's a good shot of the strike zone on the prior pitch. You saw all those misses were down and away, almost in the exact same spot.
And that's where the Astros are so unique. They're thinking the same thing Rougned Odor is. Damage. They want to do damage, but they have an idea of which pitches they want to do damage on, as opposed to indiscriminately just swinging as hard as you can.
Fouled away. Threw that one pitch on the inner half, and Rougned pulled it foul. Everything else has been away, and most of it has been down and away. For a guy who only walked 32 times last year, which was a career high, he's already drawn 1 walk this season and has battled in this AB with Dallas. Ball driven to right field, deep enough to have Mazara tag. Josh is going to camp under it and fire home, and the throw is just a little late. Sacrifice fly by Odor. Mazara scores, and the Rangers now lead 3-0. Bring up the number 9 hitter, Ryan Rua. Odor did a good job laying off some 2-strike sliders down and away, and ended up making contact and sending a ball out to right field for a sac fly. A couple of sac flies in the inning have put the Rangers on top 3-0 as Rua takes a strike. Ryan Rua reached on an error his first time up. Dallas's pitch count starting to get up there. He's at 71 pitches. And we are just in the 4th inning. Yesterday in the opener, Justin Verlander threw 90 pitches in 6 innings. 2-1. Bregman to his left. Correa behind him makes the play in time. Bregman made a stab at it. Correa was back there to make the play from deep in the hole short.
Good play. Guys are positioned in the right spot. And even with Bregman swinging at it, didn't phase Correa at all as he breaks out the Cobra.
The 2017 championship with a special pregame ceremony that is sure to be unforgettable. Visit Astros.com/tickets or call 1-877-9-ASTROS and make sure you're a part of history. I gotta think there's not too many tickets left for that second game for the ring ceremony. We're gonna do a special 1-hour pregame show that night on 18.
It's gonna be awesome. Both those days, first 2 days of that homestand are gonna be incredible.
Banner, rings, gold jerseys. As Evan Gattis leads off the 5th inning for the Astros. Houston trying to get something going against the former Astro, Doug Fister. The 34-year-old's done a good job so far, allowing just a couple of hits. As Evan has the 3rd hit of the game, a little slicing base hit into the right field corner, and Evan has the first extra base hit for the Astros, a double to start out the 5th inning. Julia?
Our Best in Texas Power Play is presented by Ford. We're going to take it back to the greatest game ever played, if you ask me. Game 5 of the World Series. Alex Bregman with the walk-off hit. It was Derek Fisher, though, coming around to score the winning run. Last year was the best year of his life, if you ask him. And that play right there was a big reason why he gets asked about it all the time to this day. But evaluated a lot this spring, guys, and he has the attributes that they needed. He has the power, but he has the speed, and they like the way he runs the bases, something AJ would like to see more of on this team this year.
He hit the ball hard his first time up, Julia, lined out to the first baseman. And the pitch is up and away for ball 1. Derek Fisher last year in the World Series got in 2 games, didn't get an official at bat, came on as a pinch runner. Same thing in the championship series and the division series. No at bats in the postseason. Had caught stealing once. He walked once in the championship series, and that scored that run. And amongst left fielders, you've got the fastest 2 right here. Lionel playing center now for the Rangers, but last year in left field. According to the StatCast sprint leaderboard, the Shields first and Derek Fisher second in terms of pure speed around the bases. And Fisher supplanted Jake Marisnick as the fastest Astro when he joined the team last year. 1-2-1 the count. Fisher fouls one away. Astros down 3-0. They'd like to take advantage of a leadoff double here by Evan Gattis. A couple of double plays have helped Doug Fister get out of the 3rd and the 4th innings. Keuchel, the left-handed starter for the Astros, working on the far third base side of the rubber. Pfister, the tall righty, works from the far first base side of the rubber and misses inside, and now the count is full on Fisher.
He's done that a couple times. Doug Pfister has to left-handed hitters. That sinking fastball runs away from left-handed hitters, but if you started at that front hip, a la Greg Maddux, sometimes you get that call from the umpire because that movement is deceiving.
Hope has done a nice job behind the plate tonight as he calls Fisher out on that pitch at 88 miles an hour. Fisher goes down looking at his strikeout number 3 for Doug in the first out of the 5th.
And it's not easy as a left-handed hitter. You've got to convince yourself to stay on that fastball and commit to being as patient as you possibly can and reacting. Because the second you give up on it, it does what you just saw right there. It breaks right back over the plate.
Here's Max Stassi. Stassi takes a strike. Max getting his first start of the season. Last year, 24 at bats for Max. That was the most he's ever had. Drives one to center field, pretty well hit. DeShields on the move, watching it over his head. It's going to bounce off the wall. Stassi with a double. Gaddis will score. The Astros on the board. It's now 3-1 on Stassi's first RBI of the season.
There we go. Get those guys at the bottom of the order to ignite the top of the order. Making his first opening day roster, Max Stassi paying off in his first start of 2018. That was a hanging fastball. Out over the plate, you can see the flat bat to stay on plane, and he just lifts right through that pitch. That was in a great location for him to drive.
A meeting at the mound now. You know, Stassi, his last 5 seasons has been with the Astros for a portion of the year.
That was a cutter that backed up. It was a great look at the eyes on the barrel, too.
It's always been a short stint for Max. This will be the first time he's really going to get an extended look at the big league level in 2018.
He's earned it, too.
24 ABs last year. Second most was 20 ABs back in 2014. A total of 79 at bats in 5 seasons. So he's already got over a year of service time, but only 79 at bats during that stretch. Stassi will start today, and more than likely he'll get the start on Sunday with the new Astro Garrett Cole on the mound. Max drives in a run. Meeting on the mound is over. They now have 5 mound visits remaining as George swings the first pitch and fouls one. Bullpen action going for the first time for the Rangers. Jose Leclerc, who we saw in yesterday's game, came on for 1 batter and picked up a strikeout. He is warming again for Doug Brocail and Jeff Bannister. Springer into left center field, sending DeShields on the move. He is going to call off Rua and make the catch, and that is out number 2.
Just enough movement on that fastball sinking down and in to George to get on top of that 2-seamer, ran it in. Couldn't tell if he just got too quick on it, got it off the end of the bat, or if it actually got in a little closer to the label. But it was a good swing. It just wasn't squared up on that barrel.
Here's Josh Reddick. Reddick takes a strike. Josh has walked and grounded into a double play. Three walks, 3 strikeouts for Pfister. Head of the count, 1-2 on Reddick. Nice play by the starting pitcher. He underhands it to Gallo, and that'll do it for the Astros. An RBI double by Max Stassi has the Astros on board. Now 3-1. Interest-free financing during the anniversary sale, and by Nissan. Take on the unexpected with Nissan's available intelligent safety shield technologies. Innovation that excites. Bottom half of the 5th inning, 3-1 Rangers. Delano DeShields leads things off. Leadoff hitter for the Rangers is grounded out and singled. H-Town Wiggy
in the house.
We saw the guy with the clock earlier, but that's the real H-Town Wiggy. Slowly hit towards third. Bregman bare hands. The play in time. Alex Bregman on his birthday making a great play, and H-Town Wiggy says that's how you do it, Breg. One out in the 5th.
That was a great play. Do or die running in. Remember, Alex Bregman, a shortstop by trade, moving over to third base. 2nd season over there. But great footwork. It's tough to do. You go down, you see him reach. He has the right foot down, so he catches the ball on his right foot and throws it immediately.
So he is lining that play up as he's coming in to be able to barehand it and throw in one motion.
Yeah, that's the do or die, but it's all about the footwork. If you don't have the footwork down, he takes one extra step to throw, and the hitter is safe.
Gallo showed bunt.
Go ahead.
Jeff Bannister said there are options if you are given the left side of the infield, and he was obviously referring to the possibility of a bunt. He is going to try and bunt, and that's a strike. 1-1.
Joey Gallo doesn't bunt, so this is what's going to happen is he's going to get out there and try and bunt, but he pulls it back and it turns into a strike. All of a sudden he's down in the count.
There was a lot of discussion about the shift against Gallo in the local papers and local media today. Now he's down to the count 1-2.
Were you shocked by a lot of as much talk or as much attention as it's getting?
It was opening day, so you've got extra media members here, and it is a unique defense. You don't see 4 outfielders very often. But yeah, it seemed like it was a little overboard.
It was pretty extensive, because you're right. Literally every print, every internet blogger, everybody that had an opportunity to ask or talk about, they did about that 4-man outfield we saw yesterday.
And Keuchel able to strike him out. The first strike was on a bunt attempt that he pulled back. Dallas picks up his 3rd strikeout, 2 of them against Gallo.
Cheer on the Astros in the loudest and most energetic part of the ballpark during every Friday night home game, the Astros Zone. Presented by Texas Mahindra Dealers. Fans with an April 6th Astros Zone ticket will get an exclusive World Championship t-shirt. Visit astros.com/Strozone now to purchase your tickets.
Here's Elvis Andrus. That was a couple ground outs, one into a double play, the other a fielder's choice. There's bullpen action going in this inning for the Rangers. The kid out of Arlington High School who pitched so well last night, Chris Martin, warming up for Texas. Wonder if Doug Fister's night might be over. Called strike. It's 1-1.
His gig with Coldplay is up, and now he's in the bullpen.
He looked good last night in his Rangers debut. You know, Fister's only at 77 pitches. Another one slowly hit. Bregman again with a bare hand, and again, no, not quite in time. Marwin stretching, did everything he could. That had some funny English on it too on the way to Bregman.
Yeah, soft contact again off Dallas Keuchel, but a heck of a play. Bregman doing everything, literally everything physically possible that he can to make that barehanded play. But a lot of times right-handed hitters will be rushed out of the box because that swing will get him moving towards first base. But Elvis Andrus looks like he beat it by just a step. You see that right foot down as he catches, throwing off the left foot. That is tremendous footwork.
Looks like it may have been a tie. Not enough to overturn it, so the Astros, who've already lost one challenge, will not challenge this play. Great attempt by Bregman and by Marwin on the stretch. That ball started out like it was going down the line, and a little spin on it, took it way off the line by the time Bregman fielded it. Here's Adrian Beltre, doubled his last time, scored a run, takes a strike. Well, if Fister's night is done at 77 pitches, Dallas about to make his 85th pitch, and he's been working out of the stretch a lot tonight. He has had a base runner on in every inning. This one gets away from Stassi. And over to second goes Andrews.
Moves him into scoring position for Adrian.
No matter who's been out there as an Astro pitcher, Beltre has done some damage against Houston throughout his career, and especially the last couple of seasons. Beltre with an OPS over 1100 since opening day last year against the Astros. Two and one the count. Lifetime against the Astros, a career .311 hitter. 883 career OPS. Line drive right at Marwin. That'll do it. One man left on base. We are through 5 at Arlington. Texas leading 3-1.
AJ Hinch is wired for sound and much more. Astros bases loaded Fridays before the pregame show and re-airing all week long only on AT&T Sportsnet. And tweeting out a couple of little snippets from the show. Did you get to see the wired for sound for AJ, guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's funny.
This just in?
He had no friends the second he told everyone he was mic'd up.
Yeah, the second you tell somebody you're mic'd up on the field, they run from you.
He was sitting by himself.
That's not normal. AJ likes the attention.
That was good stuff. You guys had AJ mic'd up during this spring training, and check that out during Astros bases loaded.
It's amazing his willingness to be a part of our show. I mean, it's amazing.
Even when he's not included in dinner plans, he still helps us out.
We try to involve him. We do everything we can. Sometimes we get shunned.
1-0 the count to Altuve. New pitcher for the Astros. I don't think the Astros are too upset to see Doug Fister lead this game, but Chris Martin out there for the 6th.
Local kid done good. Now he's a Texas Ranger. Grew up just down the street. Gave him a good solid inning yesterday after spending some time in Japan, working his way back here to the States.
Pitched a 1-2-3 inning yesterday with a couple of strikeouts. Pitches a strike to Altuve. It's 2-1. Altuve a single in his last at bat. We finally had a batter pick up a base hit with a runner in scoring position when Max Stassi doubled to center field in the last inning. Neither team prior to that, either yesterday or tonight, had a hit with a runner in scoring position. The Rangers scoring their runs tonight with a solo home run and 2 sac flies. And the Astros getting that double by Stassi. Altuve, a bullet to right, but Mazara is there. Does he pick it? No, it's a base hit, says second base umpire Gabe Morales on the call. Altuve, a bullet to Mazara. And for now, Jose's on first. Will the Rangers challenge this?
Good pickup by you, picking up the umpire who's making that call. Because Gabe Morales did have the palms down as that ball went out. We saw no Mazara. Oh man, that is close. But he said, he kind of motioned, he pointed to his eyes and the lights. Had an issue with the lights with that line drive off the bat of Jose Altuve. That ball was hit extremely hard going the other way. Good swing by Jose.
He almost had a hit out of it, but they are going to challenge, and this one may not go in Altuve's favor.
There is a 73% chance of a hit probability.
When he hits it that hard. Unfortunately, hit it right at the right fielder.
Now you can see he did. Nomar Mazara did not get a good read. I'm saying that's a knock. I saw a little bounce.
You did?
I'm not sure the glove got entirely underneath that thing. That's just me, and I might be a little biased at times.
I thought on the first look it was a catch, but I didn't see anything. Let's see here. Glove down, ball.
It's a trap. It's a knock.
The key is there enough to overturn it?
Call on the field is a base hit.
Place where Jose Altuve picked up his 200th hit of the season last year for 4 consecutive years with 200 hits. To overturn it, you need clear and convincing evidence that the call on the field was incorrect. Do we have that or not? It's going to be a close one. Either way, the fact that Mazara didn't see it clearly helped out the Astros, and that's going to stand. I don't think they're going to confirm it. I think that's going to be a stand. Fans not real thrilled here in Arlington. But Altuve now 2 for 3. Another multi-hit game for Altuve. He had 59 of them last year. Tying run at home plate in Carlos Correa. He popped up and walked. Astros have bunched their 5 hits over the last 4 innings. Correa lost one down the line in right. Gallo can't quite make the play, right in front of the wall. A play for Gallo. It just goes as a foul ball against Correa.
It's always a tough play for the opposite field players of the hitter, especially with the amount of shifting going on. So these guys are playing well off. Gallo had the best shot because he was holding on Jose Altuve at first. But trying to play those shallow pops over the shoulder aren't that easy. And also knowing the stands are coming at you pretty quick too.
See if Correa can take advantage. 0-2. Martin will mix in that curveball to right-hand hitters. He's mostly fastball cutter to lefties with an occasional curve, but he'll throw that more often to the right-hand hitters.
Seems to be a lot of cutters from Chris Martin.
Correa with Altuve on first base and nobody out. Carlos drove in a run in yesterday's game with a double into right center field to score Altuve from first. Pfister left the game after 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Doug allowed 1 run against his former team through 77 pitches. Now Jeff Bannister asking for 12 outs out of his bullpen. Martin strikes out Correa for the first out. Fastball coming in there at 95 miles an hour.
Good job of setting up that pitch with all the cutters and off speed early in the count.
Well, here is Alex Bregman on his 24th birthday. He has walked and bounced into a double play. He's also made a fine defensive play on a bare hand. Martin, with his Rangers debut yesterday, became the first player ever to attend Arlington High School and grow up in Arlington, Texas, to pitch for the Rangers. Oh, and 1 to Alex. Bullpen action for both teams. A couple of lefties. Alex Claudio for the Rangers. Tony Sipp for the Astros. One and 1 to count to Alex. There's Claudio, led the team in saves last year.
Man, he was a tough AB for the Astros. Funky delivery, a lot of off speed, a lot of movement.
Martin ahead 1-2. Chris Martin, 31 years old, 16 games with the Rockies in 2014, 24 games with the Yankees in 2015. Now his second game with the Rangers, all coming out of the bullpen. After 2 brilliant seasons in the Japanese League in 2016 and 17, he's back in the major leagues. Up the middle, Andrews, gloves, flips, Odor, bare hand, safe at second. It's a wild throw into the dugout. Everybody will advance. Altuve will score, and Bregman will go into second base. It's now 3-2 on the wild throw off the potential double play ground ball.
Wild throw is probably one of the bigger understatements early on in this season. That was a great grab by Elvis Andrews. The glove flip. He's trying to get this to Odor, but it doesn't quite get to him. And it pulls Odor off the bag. And I'm not sure what direction Odor felt first base was at, but that ain't it.
Was it closer to home plate or first base?
Yes, it was much closer to home.
Jeff Bannister's out and talking to the umpires. I'm not sure if he's upset about the fact that Altuve got to score on that throw. They are going to look at this.
You look at it.
I'm not sure if he's looking to see if Odor was on the bag or
well, there's several. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Did he stay on the bag? Was the slide a legal slide into second base, which is always an issue? But again, the two bases, I'm not sure how you quantify. Is it two bases from second base because the ball went in the dugout?
Because Altuve,
is that the argument? That
Altuve had already established second base.
Yes. Watching the slide of Altuve, looks pretty legit. Because Odor is going away from the play.
That's a legal slide.
Yeah.
See the crew chief Jerry Meals right away pointing Altuve to home.
But I'm in agreement with you as far as Altuve establishing second base. So two bases on the throw going into the dugout.
AJ looks a little perplexed as to what exactly is being challenged. Joe Espada telling him right now.
I still think it would be interesting to have the umpires explain what they're reviewing, go to the review, come back from the review, and then explain it also. I know there's been some talk.
Let's see if Odor's anywhere close to the bag here.
Oh, man.
All right, we have been told they are checking to see if Odor did have a part of second base. Take a look, Blummer. You look at it.
Yeah, I'm going to look at it because you're yelling at me. You just got to be able to slide a piece of paper in between there nowadays with that replay.
I don't think there's enough to overturn it, and the fans here obviously are pro Rangers, and they're looking at a replay up on the big screen here in Arlington, but I don't think there's enough to overturn that. I think this is going to be an Astros run and a one-run game on a defensive mistake by the Rangers. This could be our definitive look here.
And it's got to be in that bare hand of Rougned Odor, reaching for it on the fingertips, but does that count as a grab?
No. It can't just hit your hand. You have to have control. Now he's got control.
The control. And I'm sure that's what they're looking at.
Well, this inning started with a line drive off the bat of Altuve that was trapped by Mazzara on a play that was close either way. If they ruled it a catch, it probably would have stayed a catch because there was no confirmation on that ball. It was ruled a trap, and it stayed a trap. Now the Rangers are hoping this close call goes in their favor, but if it doesn't, Astros are down 3-2 as Altuve came around to score. An extensive review, and now we're going to get the sign from Jerry Meals. Everybody.
They're putting Altuve back at third base.
Everybody's safe, but Altuve does not score.
Is that what they're doing? Altuve's probably got to find his equipment to get back out there.
We were told they were only reviewing the play at second, but apparently they were reviewing whether Altuve. AJ's not sure he understands the ruling, and he wants to get the explanation. Well, second and third, Altuve safe. Hopefully it's just another batter later where Altuve can cross the plate on the fielder's choice and the error by Odor. Second and third, one out. Marwin Gonzalez the batter. Marwin is fly to left, grounded to second. Infield back. Marwin with 90 runs batted in last season. A chance for a big spot here if he can drive in Altuve and Bregman. Bregman on second, Altuve on third, one out in the sixth. Martin only in his 42nd career appearance. Many of those were over in the National League with the Rockies, so most of these Astros have not seen this tall right-hander. He had a good spring, but the Rangers train in Arizona. The Astros the only AL West team that trains in Florida. Two and one for Marwin.
Infield back. The focus for Marwin is driving Altuve in. Wow. Good take. As we check out that play, they're timed up on both sides of your screen. So Odor's off. Okay, so they're saying the throw was out of the hand of Odor before Altuve got to second base. So therefore, he gets two bases from first base. And when I initially saw it, I thought that Altuve had second base before the throw, but I was wrong.
Now the count is run full. Altuve on third. Bregman on second. Marwin with a 3-2 count.
Good AB.
Low ball four. The bases are going to be loaded. Astros have a runner on every base in a two-run game.
Good AB by Marwin. Led the team in RBIs last year. Was patient right there when an opportunity presented itself where he might have been able to drive in a couple runs.
Evan Gattis will bat with the bases full. Pitching coach Doug Brocail out on the mound, talking to his 31-year-old right-hander from Arlington, Chris Martin.
Can you hear that?
Let's go Astros chant.
I think the guys in the dugout are hearing it. They're pretty impressed by it because it is getting loud here in Arlington.
Houston taking over. Globe Life Park.
H-Town takeover.
The bases are full for Evan Gattis. His first career grand slam came in 2013. A member of the Atlanta Braves in his rookie season. Hit one against Minnesota. Down and in. We mentioned yesterday Martin was thrilled to get a chance to pitch in a Rangers uniform in his hometown. He came into a game trailing 3-0 and pitched a 1-2-3 inning. Tonight He is given a 3-1 lead and has the bases loaded and 1 out in the 6th inning. There's a strike, 1-1.
He could really show me something right here and hit a triple.
The infield is back for the Rangers with Altuve on third, Bregman on second, and Marwin on first. Takes a breaking ball for strike 2. Mentioned he throws that curve more often to righties. He dropped one in there. Swing and a miss. He gets Gaddis on strikes. And that is a big out for the Rangers and Chris Martin. Out number 2. Bases remain loaded. A lefty due up and Derek Fisher and Jeff Bannister out of the dugout. He's going to go to the lefty Alex Claudio. We'll come back with the bases full on a 3-1 game in the 6th inning with this pitching change.
Upper 80s with his fastball, but he creates a deception with the release point and also with the movement. Some of the pitches tailing mostly away. Very good changeup that he can turn over to right-handed hitters, darting down and away. The occasional slider. Last year he pitched in 4 games against the Houston Astros and even had a start. Gave up a 6.43 ERA.
J.D. Davis had quite a spring along with Kyle Tucker.
Future's bright.
Nobody else in baseball had more spring training hits than J.D. Davis. 25 of them for a 385 average and a 1,067 OPS. He's on as a pinch hitter for Derek Fisher. Bases loaded and 2 outs. There is that slow delivery for a called strike. 0-1.
68 miles an hour. Kind of looked like it broke around the outside of the plate, but beneficiary of the call.
Throws a lot of changeups to right-hand hitters, especially when he gets to 2 strikes. Pitches away. It's 1-1.
Pinch hitting is tough, period. It's equally as tough if you're a young man who's ramped up, getting his first AB in the big leagues. You want to face somebody throwing about 105 miles an hour right now to get the barrel going. But instead, J.D. Davis has got to slow things down a little bit, focus on that outside corner, try and drive the baseball right back up the middle.
Missed the corner, 2-1. J.D. making his first opening day roster. 62 at bats last year, 4 home runs, 7 runs batted in. Not many bigger spots for J.D. last season than he's looking at right now. Two and two.
As a hitter, when you're looking out at the mound, you try and focus on the logo on the hat of the pitcher, because usually it's pretty easy to move your eyes to the release point. Can't do that with Alex Claudio. When he's dropping down with that 3/4 delivery, it just seems to be out there in the middle of space. Sometimes it's tough to pick the ball up out of the hand.
He got him. Big strikeouts to end the inning, getting Gaddis and the pinch hitter J.D. Davis. Astros threatened, but leave the bases loaded, down 3-1.
Voted for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Wow.
We've seen Ohtani and Trout and company into this month. Look forward to those matchups.
Rangers finished tied for last with the A's, 10%. Seattle getting the second most votes, but a distant second to the Angels. Nomar Mazara will lead things off. Dallas Keuchel back out there. Dallas at 87 pitches to start the inning. Mazara hitting one deep but foul down the left field side. Nomar hit a home run in the second inning with 1 out, giving the Rangers a 1-0 lead. J.D. Davis stays in the game after pinch hitting. He's at first base. Marwin moves from first base to left field. Three-pitch strikeout for Keuchel, who had a long wait after the top half of the 6th inning. We had a couple of reviews, a couple of pitching changes. Astros thought they had a run scored. It was taken off the board after a review. Dallas still out there in the low 90s now with his pitch count at 90 exactly.
Joe Smith looks like he's getting loose out there in the Astros bullpen in this inning, starting out with Mazara, left-handed hitter, and Shin-Soo Choo, a left-handed hitter. And if that is kind of in the game plan for AJ Hinch to let him go out there and get these first 2 lefties before bringing in Joe.
One of the interesting points of tonight's game with Alex Claudio coming on to get the final out of the 6th inning. Side-arming Joe Smith, looking to make his Astros debut, is the Rangers still have 9 outs to get. And I don't think there's anybody in this stadium that knows who's going to be coming out of the bullpen for those final 9 outs.
Well, it doesn't help when your manager says the same exact thing.
Fly ball to left. Marwin, who just moved out to left field, makes the play for out number 2. Yeah, the Rangers have not named a closer. They have not really named who their setup guy is. And Claudio came on in a big spot because Fisher was due up, and that's why AJ went to his right-hand hitting pinch hitter J.D. Davis. But Fiona Kella throws hard out there in the bullpen. He's had his ups and downs trying to close games. Matt Bush saved 10 games last year, but he came on in yesterday's game in a deficit situation. Here's a strike to Chirinos. So we'll see. More than likely Claudio will start the next inning, but there still are 9 outs to pick up for the Rangers bullpen tonight.
And you've got 9-1-2 coming up for the Astros.
Keuchel misses inside to Chirinos. It's 1-1. Well, Dallas has battled tonight. It hasn't been his best outing against the Rangers. He had pitched very well at Globe Life Park over the last couple of seasons. Tonight, 5 2/3 innings, 7 hits allowed to this point. He also walked 1, a little bit of a pitch around in that walk to Nomar Mazara. He struck out 4. But Dallas trying to give his team at least 6 innings. He has done that in every start against the Rangers for his last 8 outings against Texas. 2-2 the count. Dallas approaching 100 pitches. Will probably not see many more batters beyond Chirinos. Culpo seeing if the Rangers want to challenge that to see if that hit Chirinos.
Wouldn't the hitter kind of indicate
he's saying
if he got hit?
He's saying it didn't. Believe your catcher. Yeah, he made no motion like it hit him.
He kind of glanced at it, but he didn't really make a move like it doinked him.
Slowly hit towards Bregman. And Dallas gets through 6. Nicely done. A 1-2-3 6th inning for Keuchel. We head to the 7th, still 3-1. Matchups against rivals like the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Rangers, and the Indians. For more info, visit astros.com/tickets or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Last year, the Astros at home against the Rangers didn't have any weekend series. This year, every time the Rangers come into town against the Astros at Minute Maid Park, it will be over a weekend series.
Plan accordingly.
Plan your weekends accordingly. Alex Claudio came on for a big strikeout with the bases loaded to end the 6th inning. And now Claudio will face Max Stassi, who has driven in the only run for the Astros with a bullet double over Delino DeShields' head in center field. And Stassi sends one to center again. DeShields all the way back on the move, and he makes this play and takes a big jump against the fence to style it up a little bit. 1 out in the 7th inning. Stassi put a pretty nice charge into that one.
Yeah, he swung the bat extremely nice. There was a great jump by DeShields. Saw the speed numbers earlier, almost 30 feet per second they're covering. It was a great job of kind of opening up the hips a little bit and allowing him to get to top speed quickly.
Here's George Springer. Went around, 0-1. George 1 for 3, hit a deep fly ball his last time up, singled in the 3rd. This is Alex Claudio's inning, nobody warming up in the Rangers bullpen. Two and 1 the count. Astros have had their share of base runners the last few innings. 2 runners on in the 4th, 2 runners on in the 5th, including a run scored, and 3 on in the 6th inning. But could not score a run with the bases loaded and 1 out. A couple of strikeouts ending that threat. George into center field, sending DeShields back. He's still on the move in front of the track, and he'll make the play right at the edge of the warning track for out number 2. Time to name that Astro, brought to you by Nissan. National Player of the Year, 3-time All-America, 3rd round pick. Who am I? Name that Astro. Send your answers to @ATT Sportsnet SW.
Thought they were going to test us.
You got it?
Already. My Twitter should be blowing up here any minute.
Pitch almost hits Reddick.
Julia must have made that one up.
Why's that?
It's easy. I'm kidding.
Always tough for a lefty against Claudio. How you doing down there, Julia? It's got a little cooler tonight. Is this our first weather?
Yeah, is this standard Arlington
right.
spring weather?
That's exactly what I was going to say. We have to enjoy this because it'll be 104 when we get back.
So you're
true.
good.
So I am not complaining.
Reddick into center field. 3 balls to DeShields, all pretty well hit, but they result in 3 outs. Claudio with a 1-2-3 inning, and it's 7th inning stretch time here at Globe Life Park in Arlington. Rangers leading the Astros 3-1. And let's send it to Kevin Eschenfelder and Mike Stanton in our Rooms to Go lounge as we head to the bottom half of the 7th.
absolutely true. There's a point they wanted to make. They got some guys out there with veteran experience and back-end experience, so really no reason for him to panic if he needs to give guys days off.
Joe Smith trying to keep this a 2-run game. It's 3-1, and Smith will face the lefty Rougned Odor. He's around the bunt, takes one for a ball, 1-0. Rougned with the sacrifice fly his last time up. That scored the 3rd run of the game against the Astros and Dallas Keuchel. Dallas allowed a solo home run and a couple of sacrifice flies in the 4th inning. But hung in there for 6 innings, ended up throwing 99 pitches. Smith delivers a strike, it's 1-1. You know, that's one of those games where a lot of other pitchers could have been a 5-and-dive game where they just didn't have their best stuff. The pitch count's getting elevated. Dallas had a long wait going out there for the 6th inning, but you know, Dallas getting that 1-2-3 inning in the 6th takes one less inning off the bullpen, and it gives your team a chance, still down 2.
And Dallas knows that. He's a smart enough ball player to understand that he's not. You heard Mike Stan talk about it in that rooms to go bit, where he said Dallas Keuchel didn't pitch all that bad. A couple of balls were hit.
Off Altuve, Correa bare hands and guns down Odor. The old 4-6-3 for the first out of the 7th.
They can't even get just one single out without using each other.
Altuve with a good stop. Those two guys always having a good time out there.
And just your standard 4-6-3 put out. How about I'll knock it down, you throw him out?
He couldn't have rolled it any better to Correa. And Carlos with that gun easily getting Odor. Joe Smith kind of likes his infield defense as the first battery faces, grounds into that little nifty ground out. Now he faces Ryan Rua. And this is where you're really going to see Joe Smith shine. When he gets those right-handed matchups, that is his specialty. Ahead 0-2. Joe Smith, 34-year-old, turned 34 8 days ago towards the end of spring training. He'll throw that slider a lot with 2 strikes to right-hand hitters. He's ahead 0-2. And that was a little excuse me swing that Rule got a piece of. It's still 0-2.
Called that a frisbee.
That one stayed on the plate, though.
Yeah, that one kind of backed up a little bit.
Kind of fortunate that he checked his swing.
Well, you've got Joe Smith who gets some punch outs on that slider to right-handed hitters. And we saw Rua last night or yesterday swing at a slider from Peacock about 1.5 feet outside the strike zone.
Well, he's put 2 on the plate. Let's see if he tries to draw this next slider off the plate and get a chase out of Ryan Rua. Stassi set up back there. And Rua sends one to right, sending Reddick all the way to the corner. Long run for Josh, and he makes the catch just on the foul line. He was in fair territory before he ran into the wall.
It's a good play. This is a tough corner outfield ballpark to play at, especially in right field. There is not much foul territory between that line and the stands.
He almost had no choice but to make a basket catch.
Well, the basket catch turns into self-defense when you're trying to compete against that wall, I think is what happened, because if he outstretches that arm and rams the arm into the wall, he's going to be in rough shape. But that was a great play. And remember, he has a lot of experience in this ballpark here in Arlington because he played with the A's so long in the West also.
Out at the plate as Smith delivers to Delino DeShields. Delino has grounded out, singled, and grounded out, 1 for 3. Astros hit the ball hard against Alex Claudio last inning, but all 3 balls that were hit hard were to center field, and they resulted in outs.
Coming out to check on Delino.
Yeah, he did. He seemed like he was a little uncomfortable after that swing. Because of that, they are allowed to have a mound visit without being charged a mound visit.
It's that left hand. See him flexing. Very similar to what we saw last year with the thumb on Carlos Correa. And then also in spring training, that left hand is where that hamate usually gets beat up a little bit.
See the grimace. The hand came off the bat. Being checked out by their trainer Kevin Harmon, along with the manager looking on Jeff Bannister. Says he can go.
Obviously, you need your grip to swing a bat, but that bottom hand is one that really guides the hand, the bat through the zone. Kind of leads the entire swing, and then that top hand provides a lot of the power once you get to that contact point. Be interesting to see what Joe does here. I was thinking he'd throw fastball in just to try and tie him up and see if he swings at it.
Joe Smith in his Astros debut has picked up a ground out and a fly out. A couple of nice defensive plays from his infield and his right fielder Josh Reddick. Back to the backstop, misses badly. It's 2-1.
He's making the decision easy on Delino that he doesn't have to swing.
Smith signed as a free agent on December 13th.
I faced Joe Smith when he was a rookie back in 2007, I want to say, with the New York Mets.
Okay. Yeah, that was his rookie season.
Yeah. He came through early in San Diego.
You were glad you were a switch hitter then. Not
Very much so.
Face him as a righty. Well, after the little stall there in terms of I'm going to look at the Shields and see if he was okay. Smith missed with the next 4 pitches, and he'll get a visit from Brent Strong.
League leaders are presented by Houston Methodist. There's a look at the 2 new guys out there in the bullpen for Brent Strom and AJ Hinch and these Astros. Rondon last year with the Cubs pitched in 61 games, 10.83 strikeouts per 9. He has a very good fastball, live, good velocity, and a put away slider when he is on. Last year with the Jays and Indians, we already talked about Joe Smith, that whip right around 1. Rondon's interesting to me just because in 2014 and 15, he was the closer for the Chicago Cubs. He has 77 career saves, Hector Rondon does. All of those with the Chicago Cubs between 2014, 15, and 16. But he had back-to-back years of 29 and 30 saves.
They have some options, some veterans who have closed games out for various teams. After the visit, Gallo drills one to center field. That sends Springer back. He looks up. It's off the very top of the wall. Round third comes to Shields. He will score. Gallo with a double off the top of the wall in center field. And it's now a 4-1 Rangers lead. That ball went from home plate to center field in a hurry.
Yeah, it kind of compounds the walk that he gave up to Delino to Shields right here. Lucky that ball stayed in the ballpark. One of the lower trajectories we've ever seen from Joey Gallo, being able to get it out to that center field wall.
So after a ground out and a fly out, a walk and a double, and Joey Gallo, who 2/3 of his base hits went for extra base hits last year, the highest percentage in baseball, has a double here. A single his first time up. Here is Andrews. Elvis 1 for 3 with an infield single. Smith ahead of the count, 0-2. Keep looking at that left hand of Delino DeShields. He was flying around the bases. One of the fastest players in the major leagues, according to the StatCast Sprint leaderboard.
Well, as he was diving across home plate, touching home plate with his left hand, he had the oven mitt on. So maybe there's some previous issues with that left hand for Delino DeShields.
Andrews staying alive at 0-2. Lumber mentioned he faced Joe Smith as a member of the Mets in 07. Spent the majority of his time in Cleveland, including 21 games last year. Andrews tried to hold up, and he did. 1-2. Astros down 3 once again. Texas led 3-0. Houston scored a run in the 5th. The Astros thought they had a run in the 6th. It was on the board momentarily, but then Altuve was sent back to third with 1 out. Never came in to score. Ball hit hard past a diving Bregman into left field. Gallo being sent home. Marwin with the throw home. It is offline. It scoots past Stassi. Into second goes Andrews. It's now a 5-1 Rangers lead. Bring up Adrian Beltre. Watching this inning for Joe Smith, he got ahead 0-2 on Rua, and then he threw a couple of hittable pitches at 0-2. It seemed like the same thing just happened with Elvis Andrews. Got ahead of him 0-2 and maybe threw a pitch that was a little bit better than he wanted for a hitter to see at 0-2.
Yeah, for me, it just goes back to that walk to Delino DeShields. He was down, or he had two outs in the inning when he faced Delino. And the splits on Joe Smith, he's held in his career, he's held right-handed hitters to a 214 average, as opposed to 244 for left-handed hitters. So I think that was really the guy that he wanted to go after and get. Loses him, makes a mistake to Joey Gallo, and then, like you said, makes another mistake maybe to Elvis Andrews, maybe getting a little too much of the zone, and he turned on it and hit it hard into left.
Yeah, and the point you made is that, you know, DeShields isn't sure how hard he can swing at that point. He just was looked at after the first swing. He's down 0-1, and then Smith, after the slight delay, missed with the next 4 pitches.
Yeah, you would have liked to have seen him get in the zone, test Delino if he'd pull the trigger and try and swing at a couple pitches.
Beltre a double in 3 at bats tonight, calls time as Smith delivers home. Rangers with 2 runs in the 7th lead this game 5-1. Two and 1 to count. There's a strike. Smith was at Tony Sipp's wedding this offseason. AJ Hinch was there. A couple of other Astros were there. This is before he signed with the Astros, and did a little bit of recruiting, saying, hey, we could use you. You're a free agent. Shortly thereafter, on the 13th of December, Smith would sign with Houston.
Some call that a recruiting trip.
2-2, swing and a miss. But the Rangers tack on 2 more, and through 7, Texas leads 5-1.
Series trophy presented by Coca-Cola. For more information and tickets, visit Astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
Astros head to the 8th inning trailing 5-1. They will see the 4th pitcher of the night, the 3rd reliever out of the Rangers bullpen, the right-hander Kevin Jepsen.
Right-hander out of baseball all of last year. Plenty of experience pitching in the big leagues. Spring training went well for him in those 11 games, a 1.69 ERA. He does have high velocity, can hit mid-90s with the fastball. He has a very good curveball.
Yeah, there you see it, released by the Diamondbacks at the end of spring last year. It was out of baseball. April, May, June. Until the end of June, the Nationals signed him to a AAA deal, but they didn't pitch in the big leagues. A couple of months at the minor league level. Here he is as a non-roster invitee for the Rangers, not only making their opening day roster, but pitching here in the 8th. Facing Jose Altuve. A couple big bounces to Andrews. His throw is in time. Jose now 2 for 4. Get out and play presented to you by Toyota. Who will ever forget this moment?
That guy right there. He's made the comment that he doesn't remember much of that. He was just completely enthralled in the game. You can see the joy after that winning run comes across the plate off the bat of Alex Bregman.
That was the end of the incredible 13-12 Game 5 of the World Series. Astros were down 4 runs and then 3 runs to Clayton Kershaw. And would battle all the way back and win it on the Bregman walk-off single, scoring Derek Fisher, with Correa sending him the whole way. Pitch misses to Carlos, 1-0. Carlos 0 for 2. He has walked, popped up, and struck out. Hard hit under the glove of Andrews into left field. Carlos Correa on base with 1 out in the 8th.
Right now, if you're the Astros, you're just trying to get base runners. Get as many base runners as you possibly can, and hopefully good things happen with some big hits.
Here's Alex Bregman. Bregman has reached base twice, still looking for his first hit. He walked, he grounded into a double play, and he reached on an error on a fielder's choice and a ball thrown away by Rougned Odor. The last sharply hit ground ball was ruled an error as it got past Elvis Andrews.
He ran from it. How is that not a hit?
Ball was hit very hard, but Correa does not get a hit out of it.
There's going to be an agent calling somebody.
That was 108.5 Blummer off the bat.
Yeah, that was self-preservation, not an error.
The ball off the bat of Gallo that went from home plate to center field in a flash. 115.7.
It's pretty good.
His launch angle was only 15 degrees.
Could work on that. Just a taser to center.
Oh my goodness. That put a dent in the top of the wall. Bregman down on the count, 0-2. Jepsen faced 3 batters in yesterday's home opener. Struck out Jake Marisnick. Got Brian McCann to pop up. And George Springer hit a ground ball to short. A 1-2-3 inning for Jepsen. Here, trying to work around an error, even though the ball was hit hard off the bat of Carlos Correa. It's 1-2 on Bregman. Jake Diekman, the lefty, second lefty for the Rangers in their bullpen, warming up. We already saw Alex Claudio. When you gave us the MPH yesterday for the Stanton home run that went to right center field and against the Blue Jays up at Rogers Center, we didn't know at the time that was the hardest hit exit velocity home run in the opposite field that's ever happened in StatCast history.
Of course, it's going to be Giancarlo Stanton.
4 years in, sets a new mark. He ended up with 2 home runs. Yankees won again tonight, 4-2 over Toronto. Couple of big runs for the Rangers in the bottom half of the 7th inning. They lead 5-1. Little half swing. Gallo steps on the bag, and they're going to get 2 out of it as Correa is tagged out going to second. So Bregman hits into his second double play of the night, and Jepson gets through the 8th.
Series champion manager AJ Hinch.
Milestone night tonight for AJ, managing his 700th career game. He will manage his 500th as an Astro coming up in a couple of weeks. As the new pitcher for the Astros is also making his Houston Astros debut tonight, and that is Hector Rondon.
Talked about Hector a little bit when Joe Smith came in. 77 career saves for Hector. He is a fastball, slider, occasional changeup type pitcher. Averaged 96.4 miles an hour on his fastball last season. That pitch right there, 96.
Nice to see 96 from Rondon on the first pitch, facing Nomar Mazara. It'll be Mazara, Shin-Soo Choo, and Robinson Chirinos. Rondon is the 5th member of the bullpen to see action so far in these first 2 games. So far, everybody but Colin McHugh, who warmed up yesterday, and Will Harris, who also was warming up yesterday, have been in these first 2 games for AJ Hinch. Called 3rd strike. How about that start for Rondon? Paints the corner at 98 to freeze Mazara. That's quite a way to start your Astros career.
Man, oh man. Ball just jumped out of the hand of Rondon. I think it shocked everybody back there, especially Ron Kulpa, thankfully.
Now Rondon facing Shin-Soo Choo. Couple of hits for Choo, 2 for 3.
Am I the only one disappointed that we're not going to see a Yu Choo matchup this year? They do play the National League West, but they're not going to play the Cubbies. They played them in spring training.
Teammates for a little while. But no HOU matchup, Blummer.
Bless you.
One of the nice things for both Garrett Cole and Hector Rondon is that spending your career over in the National League, most of these guys in the AL haven't seen you. There's a ball driven deep to left field, sending Marwin all the way back to the wall. It is on top of the wall and in play. HOU into second base with his third hit of the night. The Rangers have just missed a couple of home runs. Gallo hit the top of the center field wall, and HOU hits the top of the left field wall. And he's a one-out base runner in the 8th.
All hit pretty well by HOU. Going the other way, making a bid for the Oppo Taco. What I love about that play is that Marwin going back to that wall, George Springer recognized that Marwin was going to the wall, so he came over and backed him up. It's a great play. I'm not sure why Jeff Bannister comes out with his arms up, flailing at umpires, asking them to review plays.
Going to review this little home run review. This one doesn't always have to be a challenge, especially late in the game. It could be a true challenge or any close home run you're going to look at.
And I think that, did you just tell me to look at it?
I did.
Oh, man. But I think that's what Jeff Bannister was coming out with his hands up going, aren't you going to challenge that? It's close enough. Steve Sparks thinks that's a home run. But I'm nodding, I'm shaking my head at him going, nope.
Hard to see where that bounced on that angle.
You've been in broadcasting a long time. Do you feel that these reviews and challenges are the toughest challenge for broadcasters that sit in the booth like us?
What, the home run boundaries?
Just trying to create conversation over guys on headphones.
This is the toughest.
Yeah, this is the toughest part of our broadcast, is trying to fill reviews.
Well, this one's not that long, but it's going to be a double. I just enjoy the pace. Just chilling out, enjoying the beautiful blue moon over Arlington. You know, tonight's a special moon, Blummer.
I love blue moon.
Blue moon will not be seen again until the World Series is over in 2020. But tonight we have one. Yeah, man, it doesn't come around often.
I mean, I've heard of doing research, but you're next level. It's extensive.
I wasn't going to drop that in there, but you asked me to fill some time during
a
a review.
You anticipate the review conversation, and that's why you have the extra info.
To be honest,
impressive. That's impressive.
It doesn't look very blue tonight, though. But I think it's 6 in the morning, if anyone's up. It's the special time for the blue moon. Here's Robinson Chirinos.
It's a special elixir for that, too.
First night game of the year. All day baseball the rest of the weekend. Astros down 5-1. They've avoided giving up a couple of home runs. Some close calls. Joey Gallo last inning. Shin Chu this inning. And Chirinos at the plate. Robinson with a sacrifice fly. He is 0 for 2 officially. Up and in, 2-1. Lance McCullers Jr. gets the start tomorrow. Astros and Rangers playing game 3 of this series. It'll be Lance taking on the lefty Matt Moore. Moore coming over from the Giants in the offseason. Astros will see 3 left-handers in this 4-game series. That's a fair ball. Bregman stays with it and makes the play for out number 2.
Good play by Alex. But he does a good job. He's playing off the line, but watch as he goes to the line. And in doing so, creates a good angle to open up those shoulders to be able to make a good, strong throw across the diamond. That's one of the things that I've been most impressed about Alex moving over to third base from shortstop, is how he's getting himself in great positions to make that long throw across the diamond.
Here's Rougned Odor. He also had a sac fly. Struck out and grounded out his last time. He sends one high and deep to right field, sending Reddick back. He's at the track, he's at the wall, and he makes the play and crashes into the Globe Life sign in right field. So some close calls for the Rangers, but they fail to score and leave one. We head to the ninth.
May not be disseminated without the express written consent of Houston Astros, LLC.
There is a good shot of the blue moon over Arlington as we head to the ninth inning. Astros being out hit 10-5, being outscored 5-1. Pretty look.
Actually is a great shot.
Did I tell you I was at NASA earlier this week?
You are
Johnson Space Center.
Did you qualify
To go up to the moon?
Yeah.
Not that I know of. I would love to. We go to the ninth with a new pitcher. Yona Kella comes on. He'll face Marwin Gonzalez. Delivers a strike. Firm 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
This is a good fastball. Last year, Yona Kella, according to Stats Inc., only threw 5 1/3 innings. Gave up 5 earned runs, 2 of them via the home run. 6 walks in those 5 1/3 innings.
Into left field, Marwin retired. Marwin now 0 for 3 with a walk. Watch every out-of-market game at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, which lets you watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Here's Evan Gattis. Gattis struck out his last time up. He's also doubled and lined out.
Okay, I'm going to update all my websites.
You got it.
No, what he did against the Astros in 5 1/3 innings.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's okay.
See, I'm happy.
He did throw 38 2/3 last year.
I thought you were doing it.
5 1/3. I just remember the Astros doing some damage on him late in the season.
Yep.
Bunch of walks, base runners everywhere, and then a couple of bombs.
Astros do some damage against a lot of bullpens.
They really have.
This is the time of the night where you feel okay. That's why the 3-1 into 5-1 game, as Evan pops one into shallow right, really hurt. You felt pretty good about your chances down 2, but down 4, it's a new ball game. Houston Astros baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. That was Derek Fisher going places in the World Series, scoring the game-winning run in Game 5. Here's J.D. Davis. Davis came up in a big spot, facing a tough customer in Alex Claudio. Had a bases-loaded 2-out situation. Claudio ended up striking him out. Astros down to their final out. Pella misses inside for ball 1. Doug Fister started. The former Astro went 5 innings, allowed 1 run through 77 pitches. Chris Martin came on for 2/3 of an inning. Alex Claudio for an inning and a third. Kevin Jepson for an inning. And now Keona Kella trying to close it out. Astros winning the opener yesterday 4-1. Rangers trying to return the favor, leading 5-1 tonight. Altuve had 2 hits. Astros only with 5 hits tonight. Astros had 6 hits in last night's game. So this offense, which was the most prolific offense in baseball last year, scored the most runs, struck out the fewest times, led the league in hitting. It's started out a little sluggish. We saw that at the beginning of last season too, in that first 5 or 6 game stretch. So far 11 hits in the first 2 games. There's a strike to JD. 3-1. Dave Hudgens knows that the last thing you want to do is worry about this offense with the stars up and down the lineup. That's ball 4. So Kella walks JD Davis. Max Stassi will get his 4th at bat of the night. Stassi has doubled in a run, the only RBI of the night for the Astros. He also hit a bullet to center field. Alex Claudio pitched a 1-2-3-7 while he was in there, starting with Stassi lining out to center. Springer hit one deep to center, and Reddick lined out to center. Not all 1-2-3 innings are built the same, because that was an inning where Stassi hit the ball over 105 miles an hour, Springer the same, and Reddick was over 101 miles an hour. But it resulted in 3 outs. The hit probabilities in that inning, Plummer, I love all this new stuff we have. 82, 95, and 68. And he had a 1-2-3-7.
And Delano DeShields, one of the faster players in the outfield. Also a very good defender according to the outs above average. Takes away some of that probability when you got a guy out there in center field that can run it down like Delano DeShields.
Well, Kella now with a 2-1 count. Astros have a base runner on, down 4. They need a few more base runners to bring the tying run to the plate.
And walks are what caused Keona Kella to give up some runs last year to the Astros.
JD's going to take second. They were giving it to him, and now it's 3-1 as he misses high. We mentioned that Bannister wasn't entirely sure who was going to get the final 9 outs tonight. He thought Kella with a 4-run lead was a safe bet, and he got the first 2 outs, but now he has walked JD Davis, and he's 3-1 on Max Stassi.
He's got 2 outs and a 4-run lead, and he's got somebody backing up Kella. So it gives you an idea of how he feels about the bullpen. Maybe an ongoing theme throughout the course of the season.
There's a strike.
If you're on late for the Texas Rangers, you might as well get used to having somebody getting loose behind you back there in the bullpen. Also gives you an idea of how Jeff Bannister feels about this Lone Star Series, too.
Stassi pops one high in the air, playable. Gallo comes in foul territory and puts it away for the final out. So the Astros are now 1-1 on the season, as are the Rangers. The Astros winning the opener yesterday 4-1. The Rangers with a 5-1 victory tonight. We will have more from Globe Life Park in Arlington, as well as our post-game show right around the corner. All right, guys, you were right. There were a lot of opportunities tonight for the Astros, but they couldn't cash in on any of them. The Rangers walked 5 Astros. There were 2 errors committed behind Texas Rangers pitching, but the Astros only managed 5 hits, and the only run crossed the plate on an RBI double by Max Stassi, and that would be it. So Texas wins Game 2 out of 162, the final score tonight from Arlington. The Rangers 5 and the Astros